I honestly can't tell you where it came from, but the term groupthink is popular in the year 2023 when I'm recording this. And what it refers to is a large number of people being so influenced by a widely circulating point of view that they buy into it sometimes and often, I think, is part of the definition here, without really giving it much thought, simply embracing it because everybody else is doing the same. I'd like to caution all of us to be careful of falling into that trap because uh, it's a bit lazy, for one thing, to just latch onto something without deciding whether or not it's right for you or whether it's frankly right for anybody. And it can be used to manipulate people as individuals and as groups. And I think we're seeing evidence of that this year in our society. Groupthink is not the same as embracing a style, for example. But those are things that come and go, and you always have the option of opting out of it. Of course, I suppose for some groupthink issues, you can do the same thing. But styles are generally innocent enough. I think one thing I would caution against is any style or trend that would involve permanent changes to you, either by reputation, certainly, or even physical on your body. Be careful about making a decision on something physical that cannot be reversed. That trend might reverse itself, and then you're stuck with that anachronism, that remnant of the past. Groupthink is a way of, again, getting everyone on board on a certain topic. It's used widely in political circles. I think the academic community often pushes it as well. Science should never do that, but we've seen strong evidence that even the scientific community embraces groupthink to the point where the objective analysis of scientific ideas is either frowned upon or mocked in many cases. This is not a good idea. Science needs to be as independent as it can. But let's get back to us as individuals. If you're a independent thinker, that doesn't mean that you don't embrace ideas that others as large groups might embrace. The difference, though, is that we're able to decide on our own whether this makes sense and whether it's a good idea and whether it's something we want to champion. That's always a good idea, to be your own woman or man on these matters. Don't allow, please, fanatics, extremists, or anyone for that matter, to automatically toss you into their camp without having thought the matter through yourself. This is especially important on matters of conscience, on matters of faith. If you are a true believer in whatever your religious tradition might be, you should have arrived at that not only because of the teaching that's offered by that particular faith tradition, but because in your heart of hearts you're able to embrace it and believe it. Doesn't mean you don't get to question it or challenge it, or sometimes even, in extreme measures, leave it. But it does mean that you're doing your very best to understand it and to be able to be a part of it with an open and sincere heart. This is important for our own internal sense of honesty, and I believe for others that we engage with, because we are able to give them advice, and by the way, be open to advice as well, uh, on a platform of trust and true open-mindedness. This is important because it makes us able then to either reject or embrace an idea by having given it all the thought necessary to do that, and to do that again with a clear conscience and with a certain amount of confidence, knowing that at least as we understand the situations in this moment, this is the right call for us. Groupthink generally doesn't allow that because, again, we shortcut our way all the way past the contemplation stage to the conclusion stage, and then start talking about things perhaps that we don't really understand or haven't given a chance to fully vet. Please be your own person. God gave you a brain and a heart and a conscience and an astute means of observation and inquiry. Use all of these to good advantage. You'll be happier, prouder, and more genuine as a human being. Thanks.